Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we are going to learn how to make chocolate chip walnut banana bread. And one of the reasons why I decided to try this recipe is because it seems pretty simple enough to follow. And also, my fiance bought some bananas a while ago and they're going ripe. And I usually don't like to eat ripe bananas. It's not my favorite thing to eat, but I do love banana bread. I've never made it before, and I figured this would be a great way to learn how to make banana bread, and hopefully you guys like it. You guys can follow along with me. So if you guys are ready, let's get started. For your ingredients, what you're going to need is flour, some sugar. In here I have baking powder, baking soda, and salt, butter, milk, 2 eggs, your vanilla extract, your bananas, ripe bananas, walnuts, and chocolate chips. Now, you don't have to add chocolate chips or walnuts. That's optional. However, I love chocolate chips, and then my fiance is the one that loves the walnuts. So I'm gonna try this. Hopefully it turns out well. I'm gonna try to do half chocolate chips and half walnuts. We'll see how that turns out. All right, so we're gonna, well, before we start anything else, let's make sure we turn our oven. The oven needs to be on at 325. All right, now that the oven is going, we're gonna smash our bananas. I'm gonna do mine on this plate. And I'm just gonna use a fork to smash my bananas. And there you have it. Here are our smashed bananas. In a medium bowl, we're gonna add all our dry ingredients, and that is your flour, your sugar, your baking powder, your baking soda, and your salt. And you're just gonna give this a little mix so everything gets nicely incorporated. All right, now we're gonna set this aside. So in a large bowl, we're gonna add our butter and our sugar. Now, before we do that, I do wanna say that I was not supposed to add the sugar along with the dry ingredients. It was only supposed to be the flour, the baking soda, the salt, and baking powder. I made a mistake and I added the sugar. So now I'm just gonna leave it as is, and I'm gonna go ahead and add more sugar. Let's see how this turns out. Like I said, you know, like I've mentioned in the past, this is a learning channel. I am learning how to do this along with you guys. So let's just give us a little bit of grace. Again, we are learning, so don't jump the gun like I did. Make sure you guys pay attention, really pay close attention to all of the ingredients and how they tell us how to add them to the bowls. So I did not pay attention to that. So I'm just gonna keep going. We're gonna see how this turns out. It might be a little too sugary, but that's okay. We're learning, so we're gonna figure it out. So again, in a large bowl, we're gonna add our butter. And this is room temperature butter. And then now here is where you're supposed to add the sugar. So we're gonna add sugar. We're gonna mix this all in. Okay, now that we have it somewhat mixed in, the sugar and the butter, we're gonna add 1 egg. We're gonna mix in the first egg. So on the instructions it said that we want a creamy consistency. So we're gonna go ahead and try to get that. Okay, something like that. And then we're gonna mix the second egg in. Okay, then I think I'm gonna switch over to a whisk. Okay, I'm gonna switch over to a whisk. I think it'll be easier now that we have our butter all incorporated. We're gonna mix this all in until we get a nice and creamy consistency. All right, now that we have our sugar, eggs, and butter all nicely combined, we're gonna go ahead and add some vanilla extract. We're gonna give that a quick mix. Now we're gonna go ahead and add our bananas. We're gonna give this a mix. And here also is when we add our walnuts and our chocolate chips, but I'm gonna wait to add those. Now we're gonna add our dry ingredients. And we're gonna mix this in until the flour is incorporated. Okay, our flour is fully incorporated. Now we're gonna put this in a baking pan. So in one of these baking pans, we're gonna go ahead and butter it up or grease it up, whatever you guys wanna use. And I'm also gonna line it with some parchment paper. All right. Now I'm gonna go ahead and pour some of the banana bread in here. Not all of it. And the reason why I'm not pouring all of it just yet, this is where I'm gonna go ahead and add my chocolate chips. Now I'm only adding half of it is gonna be chocolate chips, the other half is gonna be walnuts, just because I don't like walnuts, but my fiance likes walnuts, so we made a compromise that I was gonna make half and half. So I'm gonna see how this turns out. And this half is gonna be walnuts. Now I'm gonna add the rest of the batter, or the banana mixture, I'm not sure what you call it. Okay, I'm just smoothing it out. And then I'm gonna top it off with some more chocolate chips and walnuts. Okay, so your banana bread is gonna look something like this. Now we're gonna put this into the oven, like I said before, at 325, and we're gonna let it sit there for an hour and 10 minutes. Okay, it's been about an hour and 10 minutes, and here is the final product. So it smells delicious and it looks delicious. Now we're gonna make sure it's cooked thoroughly through. I'm gonna use the toothpick. Yep, it is. So it's good to serve. Okay, moment of truth. Let's give this a try. So I'm happy that it doesn't taste too sugary. I was afraid that the sugar was gonna overpower everything. But all in all, it turned out pretty well. I do like it, it tastes delicious. Like I said before, I actually made a couple mistakes. So my one mistake was that I put the sugar in the dry ingredients. It wasn't supposed to go in the dry ingredients. It was supposed to go with the butter and the eggs. And then I also forgot to add the 1 tablespoon of milk onto our butter, eggs, and sugar. That was also supposed to go in there, and I did not add that. I forgot to add that. So all in all, it turned out great. I guess my advice to you guys is slow down, read the instructions thoroughly, take your time. I think for some reason I think I rushed this recipe, and I didn't pay close attention to the details, and it's very important, especially when you do desserts. You have to be careful because a lot of the times with desserts you have to be very precise. Again, I'm very happy how this turned out. It turned out great, delicious, not as sugary. So this was a good recipe. Like I said, slow it down next time. We're learning, so let's continue to learn. Well, thank you guys so much for watching this video with me. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys learned from my mistakes as well, and this channel is for us to make mistakes, to continue learning, to feel confident and comfortable in the kitchen. Sometimes, not all, sometimes recipes won't turn out exactly how you want it, but that's okay. It's okay if it doesn't. It's okay if it doesn't taste as the way that you thought it was gonna taste, or looks a certain way. As long as we continue to try, continue to learn, and don't stop doing it, especially if you love it. Like, I genuinely love cooking and baking, and I want to get better at it. So I'm gonna leave all of the ingredients in the description box down below. Please feel free to give me a comment, a like, or subscribe to my channel. And I'll also link the person that I got this recipe from on the description box as well. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys on my next video. Bye everyone.